Good evening, everyone. About 15 minutes ago, I saw something on social media that simultaneously blew my mind, and also, in my mind, I started replaying the scene from the movie Cop Out with Tracy Morgan and Bruce Willis, where Tracy Morgan hears something he doesn't like and starts saying no in various ways, shaking his head in every which way. If you've seen the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, just type in Tracy Morgan no in Google, and you'll see it. It's kind of funny, depending on what you apply it to. In this case, I would apply that to the idea of a Scarface reboot or a remake, whatever you want to call it. Now, I know, since we're talking about the 1983 film being remade here, I know that that film was in fact a remake of the 1932 film, which I understand that the 1983 film is not sacrosanct, but I don't think it should be. I don't think a remake should happen because the 83 version was far superior to the 1932 film. Even if the rumors are true of Leonardo DiCaprio being in the title role for this well, at this point seemingly inevitable remake, it doesn't matter because even as good as Leo is, incredibly underrated, he won't be able to touch Pacino. Pacino did wonderfully, fantastic, beautiful, whatever you want to call it, in 1983. Anybody in my family that's I've talked about movies with knows my feelings on remakes and reboots. Um, if my brother were sitting here across the room from me, we were talking about this, and I started to mention Footloose, he'd cut me off because he'd know exactly what I was going to say. Um, I thought, and I watched it, and I thought it was horrible. The 2011 reboot of Footloose was the most wholly unnecessary film of this entire 21st century thus far, from 2000 till the present day. It added almost nothing to the story as a whole. The only possible thing it could be argued that it added was the how the remake opened. Uh, I do not recall off the top of my head how the original opened. I don't remember if it was just Ren and his mother going, getting ready and moving to the town, or if John Lithgow's character Shaw Moore was doing one of his sermons. But in the remake, it showed how it depicted the scene that Shaw Moore referenced about midway through the 1984 film, uh, about how his son uh, went across county or state lines with his friends, and then on the way back got in that car accident and died, which is kind of what sent Shaw into his downward spiral and turned him against the idea of dancing and music and everything. So that I thought, okay, I'll accept that. That was really the only thing about the remake that I liked because it added something to it, you know. Things I didn't like included having Dennis Quaid as Shaw Moore this time. Oh my, wow. Dennis Quaid doing John Lithgow's character? I mean, it would have been semi-okay if Quaid had done a decent job, but he didn't. Um, uh, that young actor who played Ren, I don't remember his name, but I do remember he was nowhere near as good as Kevin Bacon. Julianne Hough, infinitely prettier than Laurie Winter, I think, was the original actress who played Ariel. You know, but even Julianne didn't do as well. Um, and probably the one thing that really bugged me the most is in the remake, there was no sign of Ren's mother, because apparently she had died of cancer before Ren moved to. No, she didn't. She didn't. You know, so they completely, you know. Anyway, you get the point. In the same sense, I mean, obviously the remake of Scarface hasn't come out yet. Whether it will, who knows? But it's reasons like I just described, as far as as far as the Footloose remake from 5 years ago, why I don't believe the Scarface remake that they're working on right now is A, necessary, and B, gonna work. I don't have enough faith in Hollywood that it'll A, stay faithful to the original, and no, I don't know how faithful 1983 was faithful to 1932, but probably not, knowing the way Hollywood works. Um, but again, I just don't think they can top it. I don't think a 2016/17 Scarface with Leo DiCaprio as the title role will be able to do as well as 1983 Scarface with Al Pacino. It's that simple. I don't trust Hollywood. I think it is going to be a horrible movie. Will it be an okay movie? We'll find out. I'm willing to give it a chance, but I don't think it's going to work. I think it's a very, very bad idea. It, yeah, but I guess we'll find out when and if it comes out.